Welcome to Cozy Co-work with Katnia. This is a home office co-working space where we just work together. So if you have something that you need to accomplish, now is a great time to do it. I'm going to stick the timer up and it's 45 minutes of home office noises and work and then 15 minutes of yap time, catching up, chat time. I am trying to stream to both YouTube and Twitch today. We'll see how that goes. Lord knows technology does not like to technology when I am using it. So let's get started. It's been a while. I haven't been streaming in quite a while, but I'm gonna get back to it with these cozy coworks. I realized that I could just get work done while streaming, so I could talk to everybody, say hey to everybody, and do my work at the same time. So long as I mostly keep it to the schedule. Like if I mostly stay on task, like and do work in the 45 minutes and talk in the 15, I should be fine. If I start talking the entire time, I'm gonna just have to go back to working like normal. All right. Mm. Oh, and it's 100% me. I'm the problem. Don't you don't. It's not you. I'm the problem. Cat can yap all day. Okay. Let's check our analytics sales. Analytics are down, 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 down. Doesn't make sense. I'm going to work on Patreon. I'm going to work on my schedule. Okay, I'll be right there. I have to run to the other house for like I have to run to the other house for just a couple minutes. I will be right back. Make sure nobody comes into this office. Make sure nobody comes into this office. Call the police. Cool. What if the life you wanted was one ritual away? I like that. Hi, hi. I am working on expanding one of my core products, which is the ritual. It is $7 currently. I'm creating a version that will be $47, and I'm expanding. I'm just planning how I want to do that. How are you? But talk time is about 5 minutes. I'm trying to be disciplined today. So it's like 45 minutes of work and then 15 minutes of chit chat. Um, because otherwise, I won't work. It's more for me. You are amazing. It's me. I'm the problem. I do have the We did it! We did it! I've gotten a solid. Okay, so um, maybe tomorrow I'll be a little bit more structured with how I do these. Like I think maybe themed days would be useful to whoever's hanging out with me. I'm pretty great at content. I'm pretty great at content strategy. I'm pretty great at digital products. I've been able to make a quite a comfortable living off of being a goofball on the internet. So maybe going forward, I'll theme these. But at the moment, I'll let you know what I'm working on. And you tell me what you're working on and what you have going on today. Again, I have a product called The Ritual. It's $7. It lives in my bio. It's just a PDF of a framework of how me and my partner Bubba communicate. We communicate pretty well. Let me turn on the yap timer though, because your girl will yap forever. We communicate fairly well. I mean, very well. That's my best friend. And other people started asking, how do we keep the spark alive? How do we do XYZ? And it really is, it boils down to our communication in therapy. My wifey is here. Hi, wifey. So, but what I want to do now is because I want to make $20,000 before December. And in order to do that, I need a higher price products or I need to increase my leads. But I want to do this in the three things that I want to hit. Lowest effort way for me because I only have a limited amount of bandwidth. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I work full time, I have four pets, life. I have a limited amount of hours I can work in a day. So it needs to be somewhat low effort for me. Two, it needs to be of high impact to the user. So whoever buys this, I want them to feel transformed. I want them to have a noticeable, measurable difference in their relationship. I want them to take this product that I have and be like, oh my God, this like just completely changed the course of my relationship. That's what I want. That's number two. And number three, I want to make $20,000. Like, I feel like that's fair. I feel like that's fair to ask. Um, so I'm taking this $7 product, which is a really great framework. I am beefing it up with experts and some amazing resources, and then pairing it with a mini course, so to speak, walking through how to use it. Because the biggest question I've gotten from all the people who have bought this is like, well, I want to see it being used. I wish I had an example. Cool. I feel like I can do like a video series that walks you through how to use each section. Can do that. And then up the price to $47. Offer it to those that have already bought it for $7. They already bought the basic framework. Offer it to them like as a beta, like real quick, like, hey, I'd love for you to check this out as I'm working on it so they can see, and then start creating content around it to start selling it. That is what I'm working on. So I just need to do that and then include some upsells. Like I have a Patreon where I put lots of little articles and things, photo drops, date night ideas, all the shebang bang shabazz goes in there. So that is what I'm thinking. And at $20,000, let me see. Where's the calculator? 20123 divided by 47. That's only 427 sales. 427, 425. Let's just say 430. That's 430 people. That's it. All I need to hit is 430 people. In a month, I had an average of 20 million views on Instagram. Just Instagram, not other platforms. So let's see. I need 430 out of 123. And then times that by 100. I need 0.02% of my audience. I need less than 1/5 of a percent to hit $20,000 with this product. I think that's doable. I think that I can get 0.0. So again, this is just not the decimal. This is the percentage. The percentage is a fraction. I need 0.02% of my monthly audience to make a $47 purchase of something that is transformative. I spent fucking 15 years in therapy with multiple therapists learning this shit. So I know that it works. As I have the beautiful, wonderful relationship I have because of these things. So I think that I can get that done. I think that is totally doable. And actually, I hope that I can see the YouTube comments because all I can see is Twitch comments. I'm really, really good for missing out on YouTube comments. Let me just make sure. Let me just make sure real quick, cause the way my brain brains, I be missing stuff. So that is what I'm working on. I would love to hear what you are working on. What's this button do? Interesting. Add a goal. Interesting. I don't know how to use YouTube. I was like, I can add a goal. This is my first day streaming to both Twitch and YouTube, so I'm down with the Twitch crowd. Like me and Twitch is like best friends. We besties. Oh, I forgot that the camera does that. Go back. But please go back. I can't turn it off. I need. Please, please. What the actual fuck though? I'm afraid to use my hand. I'm afraid to use my hands. Okay, we're back to normal. That was scary for me. um, Forgot what I was saying. Let me download Twitch on my phone so I can have the chat up on the phone. I feel like the phone is so much more reliable when it comes to those things. All right, real quick, I'm download Twitch while we're in our happy break right now. Twitch, Twitch, Twitch. Surprised I don't have it on my phone already. But yeah, so that is what I am working on. What are you working on? What do you have going on? Wifey is currently helping cousin with their online debate class. Ooh, I love a good debate. I love a good debate, man. A good debate can just get your blood pumping. It gets you hyped. You be like, no, because in 1929, according to Hansen versus Hansen, yeah, like you be like pulling out shit. Like, man, I wasn't in debate club. I was in chess club, and I was a cheerleader, and I was a mathlete. So I did like math competitions. No wonder that I became a scientist much later in life. But I fucking love debates. I would go to debates. Debates, I feel like are missing from like society. Like, you don't see anybody standing on the street having a proper debate. You see people like yelling at each other, like spreading lots of misinformation. But a good old school debate? Oh, baby. I like that. That gets me going. That tickles me. Wifey's also learning Python. Hell yeah, wifey. What? What are you learning Python for? For like class, like for school, for work, just because? That's the reason I learned C++. I wanted no notifications. Opt out. What? Save. Hold on. Twitch is asking me a lot of questions right now. Twitch is asking me a lot of questions right now. Let me see. I'm trying to just get to the chat stream manager. I'm just trying to open up skip tutorial. Look, I'm trying to see myself real quick. And it's just taking a long time. Focus on my face. Thank you. Okay, here we go. Yeah. All right, so that's the reason I had learned C++. plus plus. I was looking at Unity. I wanted to learn how to build like 3D worlds and stuff like that, like video games. So I wanted to play in Unity, and Unity at the time was using C++. plus plus. So then I had to learn C++, plus plus, which was fine because it dealt a lot with vectors, and in math I excelled at differential calculus. So that was really fun to me. Seeing calculus applied somewhere that wasn't a classroom was really nice to get the physics right in the little tiny. I just had a game where you just rolled a ball, and I just made it for my own personal enjoyment. So I'm curious, why are you learning Python? That sounds super fun. I think I have a Python book somewhere. Yeah, it's over there. Got a whole stack of Python books. Just because. Ooh, add it to hospitality. How? That sounds fantastic. Girl, you're so smart. You're so smart. Oh my! I gotta figure out how to let people like call in. you know, like I'm not technologically inclined, but I don't be remembering that technology can technology. I be forgetting. Okay, let's see. Wait, remind me, what do you do, wifey? Because you said hospitality. What do you do? And then anyone else, please feel free to chime in. Although I love a good lurker. Baby, you can lurk. I might show you something special. You know, this camera is nuts. I haven't figured out how to use. I don't haven't figured out what gestures make it do what just yet. And so, Larry, let me tell you a funny story. I'm gonna answer you just in a moment, wifey. Um, but me and Bubba are in couples therapy, and this shit was so funny. We did it at my office instead of his office the other day, and it's not doing it right now, but that day I accidentally turned on face recognition. And so every time I made like an exaggerated face, like if I rolled my eyes or if I was like, ugh, or like exasperated or anything, the camera would zoom in on my face like an episode of The Office. I mean, it would zoom just on my face, nothing else. It was like my eyeballs were as big as the computer screen, like, and it would just cut out everything but my face. And our therapist was laughing so hard. Like we couldn't stop laughing because he would say, "Oh well, I feel like she does XYZ, you know, because I'm fucking dramatic." I'd be like, "Here we go again," and then the camera would just like zoom in on my eyeballs. Like it was just so frustrating the entire time, but it was also very funny. It made that session quite funny for us. All right, wifey said creating a database for recipes, ooh, or optimizing inventory. Nice. Have you heard of vibe coding? I'm curious. Like, have you ever experiment? Do you know what vibe coding is? Like, let me start there before I ask any more questions. Mhm. I need to print this out. One thing I love about having a printer is printing. I be printing the hell out of shit. Okay, so vibe coding is a way of using AI to help assist with coding projects. So you said you wanted to create a database or optimizing inventory or bookings or things like that. I was just thinking of database creation or a quick app that would act like a database or a data lake. I am a data analyst. That's my background. And so vibe coding is pretty interesting because instead of you physically coding it with Python, like, you know, creating your functions and calling your parameters and calling, you know, things like that, you would just code on vibes. You would say, I want to create a database that does this when I do this, and it'll start building the whole app or the whole program for you. But let me preface this by saying knowing proper coding is very important because you can review the code. It'll code it for you. It'll make the entire application, the whole program for you, just like in a few minutes. Like it's quite phenomenal. Vibe coding is a really fun thing to use as long as you know coding, because then all you have to do is review the code and like see if there's any errors, make sure everything is like safe, make sure your privacy concerns are handled, and but you're done, like quite literally within like 5 minutes, you can have a functioning app on your phone that you just told how you want it to work. That's all. It's pretty cool. I would say, hold on, I might be able to drop in the chat a free one for you just to play with. Vibe coding tool free. Because I like Replit is good. Bolt. Bolt is the one I'm thinking of. Here, I'm going to drop it in that. And I'm going to drop it in the chat. It's on the charger right there, honey. No, thank you. I know today probably wasn't the easiest of days, but you got through it. You did it. And we'll keep checking in it tomorrow. Okay? Have fun. Screen time ends at 4. Did you want to go on family walk or screen time? Sure. Love you. All right. I'm gonna drop in the chat what it is. Nunu was picking up his iPad screen time. Hold on one second. Bolt.new. I'm gonna put it in the chat for you, wifey. Bolt. It's free. You can play with. You get a free amount of tokens every day. I will play with it. Get some ideas. It could even help you with coding. So like, there's some things I didn't know how to do. Oh yeah, Python is amazing. I think that everyone should learn some type of coding skills, and I also think that everyone should learn how AI works, like how these language models work, regardless of how you feel. Hear me. Y'all like to take my fucking words out of goddamn context. Not wifey. Wifey's smart. She doesn't do that. But people like to take my words out of fucking context. Regardless of how you feel, regardless of your feelings on AI, it is your duty, red sign, it's your duty to understand how these systems work, because every major institution in our society has integrated with AI. Your banking, your education, your healthcare is now fully integrated with AI, which means you refusing to understand this technology is a disservice to yourself and your society. When something is so deeply integrated into everything that you own, you better fucking know how it works. That's all I'm gonna say on that. I ain't telling you to like it. I ain't telling you to love it. I'm telling you to understand the very foundation of our society at this point. All of our technology is built with or integrated heavily with AI. All these major corporations have bought AI companies. Like, you got to get through that feeling of dislike and learn how it works. But anywho, I'm not talking to wifey, by the way. I'm talking to the peons. Keep it going. Wifey, I first started reading up on prompt engineering, which got me wanting to learn Python. Yes. So what I was saying before I went on my random tangent was that vibe coding helped me with my coding. Like, if I wanted to do something and I wasn't sure how, I was like, damn, I'm not sure how to make this work. I'm not sure how to call this function. I'm not sure how to close this loop. I would just vibe code it. I would tell Bolt like what I wanted it to do, and then I would look at how it did it. I was like, oh, got it. And then I would take that and then put it into my code. So it was really helpful using it like a collaborator, like an assistant, instead of relying on it solely. I think is a really fun way to learn, especially if you can build something instantly, as opposed to like struggling a little bit with vibe coding. I'm telling you, I've watched 5-year-olds make their own video games, make their own apps, just by telling it what they needed and what they wanted and what was in their head. So I think that's pretty cool. And prompt engineering is phenomenal. So after I was a data analyst, I became an AI trainer, and I learned quite a bit about prompt engineering because my main, I said mission, but it was my main function. My job was to break, quote unquote, the AI. So making it come out of its character, making it do things that was not in its programming. That was my job. So prompt engineering is hella cool. Like, it kind of breaks my heart when creative people say that they don't want to use AI tools, because Creative people are the only ones that are going to get amazing results with AI tools. It's only from the mind of a creative person, only from a mind with someone who has imagination and gumption and unique ideas that's going to get unique results. Everyone else is going to be like asking questions, like using it like, I don't know, a Google search or something. I feel like incredible things could be created with the assistance of AI with only creative people. But that's neither here nor there. I'm on my little soapbox. My yap timer has run out. It is time to start another work beat, and I would like to outline. I'm going to work on outlining my full product. Y'all drop what you want to work on for the next 45 minutes because I'm going to end the yap in just a moment here. I feel like Wifey was in the middle of saying something. I want to hear back from Wifey, and then we are going right back into our next work sprint. Didn't I say I was going to print this? I did say I was going to print this. Print. I love having a printer. I love. Oh, sorry. Autism. Autism. I was about to start singing what I'm doing. Okay. Okay. This is drop this. Okay. Print. I do love having a printer. I'm gonna change my ink, but I love a printer. A printer and a good pen. I feel like I'm unstoppable. Okay, Wifey is working on emails and reports, and we're just gonna get this work sprint started. Cool. I just need to knock that out, and that'll be fine with that. Cool, cool, cool. And now, I'm calm. I'm so calm. Thank you. The AI camera is not listening. I'm learning how it works. Oh, thank you, boo. It is an occupational hazard of having childhood trauma. Trust me. That's me. Um, Sorry, Rue. I was typing in the work sprints. I try, not always successful, but I try to focus more on the work than the chat. And then in the chat sections, I try to chat more. So I'm sorry that my response is delayed. I will answer this question: are these real plants or decor? Baby, these plants is thirsty. They're real. So this is, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. They're dusty and everything. You can see this one's dying. Let me show you this one. All the plants in my house are very real. But look how thirsty. If you see these plants close up, you will realize they have to be real because they look suffer. They're suffering. I need to. I was saying that today. I need to water them. Um, but yes, this is my office jungle. My entire home is full of lots of plants. On the verge of death because I have to remind them who's really the boss here. I like to make them suffer just a bit. I'm kidding. But yes, they're very thirsty, sad plants right now, and I'll water them at some point today. But if my responses are delayed, it's because I truly am trying to get this project that I've set for myself done during the work sprint. So it's not personal. I'm not ignoring you. I promise. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Coming. What I'm Hmm. Ah, time's up. We did it. We got through another work sprint. Now it's time for a quick break and some yapper chat. Boom. Uh, how is everyone's work going? What's going on? We did it. I want to get my walking pad and put it right here so that I can switch between walking and sitting, walking and sitting. But I don't have it right now, so standing is gonna have to do. Also, outfit, fit check, fit check. I'm working on a fall capsule wardrobe. Like, I just want to be a little bit more cozy. Um, oh, did the sun come out for me? Did the sun come out just to shine on my glory? I want to be just a little bit more cozy, but I also want to still feel like I'm wearing pajamas. So as you can see, I got a very loose type thing going on. This floor is dirty. Let me get the broom. Class is over for wifey. Yay! I'm getting the broom. I think when I'm sitting down, I don't notice how dusty it is down here. Or maybe it's the sunlight. This patch of sunlight came out, and I was like, ew. Look at all this. Whose bunion crumbs is this down here? Dust bunnies up here just eating. Dust bunnies down here just eating. I don't know what it is, but I've had every nice dustpan that I've ever bought in my life. Yo, I don't know why I be doing what it be doing. Every nice dustpan that I've ever bought in my life has disappeared. This, I got this 7 years ago from Dollar Tree. It was 98 cents. I've had this dustpan forever. It's the only one that lasts. I got an old cup of water down here. I think I'm going to use that to water these plants real quick. Oh, my old bones. I shouldn't say that. My bones are so strong and healthy. The universe be listening. We got to be careful. We got to be careful what we saying sometimes. Let me water these plants. I'm watering these plants real quick. This is my little watering can for my plants. To water some of these plants. Just a little bit. Don't need a whole lot. This plant is thirsty. This plant is like, please, please water me. I'm dying. I should be a better plant mom. I should. Did I miss anything? Okay. Looks like I didn't miss anything. All right. So I was working on, I know it seems silly, but for the past 45 minutes, working on my offer. What in the Discord is that? Okay. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm about to turn the notifications off. I do love my disco ball. Can y'all see the disco ball lights? I don't know. Like, this is my favorite thing in the office. Look how happy! Oh, disco ball lights are just so fun to me. They just make the room sparkle. You see the sparkles? I feel like I'm special. I'm a special character in a special world. But for the past 45 minutes, I've been working on my offer and offer promise. The name that you name something, thank you, Neko. The name that you name something is so important. If you ever think about selling anything, it's the reason why how you position something is extremely important. It's like, I can't remember if it was Benz or Lexus. Do not quote me on the brand of the car, but you'll get the idea in the story. When, like, I think it was I think it was Lexus, but I'm not sure. When Lexus, or was it Rolls Royce? There it is. It was Rolls Royce. Rolls Royce would show up at car shows. This is many, 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 many decades ago. Um, no one was really buying them at the car shows because they were so fucking expensive. You have a fucking $300,000 car next to a fucking $20,000 car. It just seems way out of your league, right? It just seems too expensive for what's ever there. So Rolls Royce decided to start showing up at fucking airplane shows because when a $250,000 car is sitting next to a $10 million jet, it looks cheap now. Damn, I can't get a plane. I might as well get a Rolls Royce. So the way you position things and the way you place things and what you name them is extremely important on human perception. So working on my offer, this is what I'm thinking. This is for the ritual. It is essentially, it's like a mini course, mainly for couples. Singles can get, value out of it too, but it's definitely geared towards couples who feel like they've lost connection and want to learn how to communicate better and connect better, right? So I'm thinking the ritual is foreplay for your future. I personally like that because instead of thinking of it like as another program, like as another fucking thing we have to do, like damn, relationship is already shit, now we got to do work, right? Now it's like foreplay for your future. To me, that feels like, oh, we're setting up for something great. That's what foreplay is, right? Foreplay is like you're getting ready for the main attraction. You're getting ready to feel good. That's what I want this to feel like. And then the subline is 7 nights that teach you how to be heard, understood, and feel wanted again, which is my audience's main issues. That they don't feel heard, they don't feel wanted, they don't know how to have micro dates or like, stuff like that. That's what I'm working on, and I'm pretty happy with that. So I wrote it down. Whenever I'm happy, I am very analog. I have notebooks. I have ink pens. I don't know if I can show it to you. Will it focus? Will it focus? I hate having to do stuff like this. I feel like it's so stupid, but will it focus? Can you see? There it is. This is like my favorite pen ever. I've had this pen for 10 years. I only use one type of ink. I use Bay State blue ink. I love Inkwell pens. They're my favorite. It's my tiny expensive hobby. But anywho, when I like something, I write it down. There's power in writing things down. There's power in paper. There's power in reading. Rue says, I'm giving librarian in the best way possible. Baby, don't get me started. What section would you like to read from today? Ah! You can't give me a compliment. I'm too goofy. But that's what I'm going for. You have hyped me up beyond. You have no idea. I want to be the quirky librarian, like, but silky, like not, because when you think of like librarians, you think knits, sweaters, but then there's like the hi Jesse, then there's like the hot librarian. I turned on the camera again by accident. Then there's the hot librarian, right? And that one is not really, that's not what I'm going for. I don't like the hot librarian per se. It's just not me. I just don't see myself in a leather pencil skirt. That's like not my vibe. My vibe is definitely more fucking pajamas. I'm a pajama girl. So like I want to feel soft. I want to feel, slippery. But I do want to give, I know where that catalog from 1929 is. I that's what I want to give. So my vibe for the fall is very silky, quirky librarian. But I want to feel like I'm wearing pajamas. That's why I got on the silky and the silky. It'll be lots of silkies this fall. I'm working on a fall capsule wardrobe. I'll be talking about more on that on Instagram. Because I can't figure out how to go live very well on my phone yet. Because I would take you with me. We could go thrifting together. It's an experience. But one day, I'll be able to afford a videographer or a college intern that can just hold the phone for me. That would be great. But currently, it's just me and you, and we'll have to be at home. We'll have to be at home. Let's see. So now that I have my product and I have my plan, this is all the stuff I have to record. for the miniature course. It won't take long because this is something I'm an expert in. This is literally, I have been going to therapy for 15 years on and off for different situations or whatever. And we're in couples therapy as well now, so we're learning a whole set of new skills and tools. This, I know I can teach this easily. This could take me one day to knock out all 7 of these videos. Cool. The 38-page PDF outline of the ritual itself, the framework itself, is already done. Cool. So recording that is easy. The PDF is already done. Now I kind of just have to work on the back end stuff, right? So $47. Cool. They made a $47 sale, but I'm running a business, not an ice cream truck. I don't want them just to get one thing and then go away. I want to hold these wonderful, beautiful people somewhere such that down the line, may it be a month, may it be 10 years, I can sell them something else. And that is what I'm thinking of next. This is not my Discord that I'm getting notifications from. That's why I look irritated every time a Discord sound is going off, because I have silenced this Discord. I've silenced the server, so I don't know how I'm still getting notifications from it. I'm about to leave. You got two notifications uninvited before I'm out. Anywho, next is going to be my thought process for the next sprint is, how do I collect these people? Where do I hold them such that they get the most value? Because remember, I'm trying to make money. Like the light, you see the lights? I get a bill for the lights every month. The electricity company don't give a shit what I do. It wants its money. So yes, I'm trying to make money. But I'm trying to make money in a way that's valuable for everybody involved. Valuable for me, I get to keep my lights on. I get to keep streaming. I get to keep having good days. Valuable for the user because they get to change their life or get a new set of tools or a new way of thinking that makes life easier for them. But I also want to keep them somewhere that also gives them more value for that too, like a community or an email list or something. So for my next sprint, that is what I'm thinking on. What's the ladder? What's the step-by-step process in which a person will continue to hang around? I don't want them to be one and done. I want them to hang out with me for a good time, for a long time. Me love you long time. Me love you long time. Anywho, that will be the next sprint. What are you working on for the next sprint? Wifey was in class. Class is over. Neko, Rue, Jesse, what are you up to? Tell me all the things. And I need to check YouTube because YouTube has a great, and I mean great, habit of not updating the chat in what I stream with in OBS. So let me just run over there real quick and make sure I'm not ignoring anybody. I promise you, if I haven't responded to you, it's not because I'm not wanting to. I just didn't see it. Rue is getting through nursing. Power to, I don't know why I put up the Black people solidarity fist, but power to you. And I turned on the AI camera, turn it off. Let me see me struggling with this the entire time. Ugh, power to you, babes. That's nuts. I couldn't do nursing. Ooh, the terminology alone. Ha! Good. Rue said it's okay, I'm Black. 2 birds, 1 stone. 2 birds, 1 stone. See? Rule number 1, don't ever take Kat seriously. Not even when she being serious. Don't do it. My goodness. Okay. What was I doing on YouTube? Okay, yeah, I wanted to see live and make sure that I wasn't missing anything on YouTube Live. That's what I'm doing. Okay. Nope, we're good. Nobody is on live, so we're fine. Nice. We got just a few seconds. Man, yapping go by so quick. The work part feels so long, but yapping just be fucking. It be zeroing out. Anywho, we are back and we're into work sprint number 3 now. Less chatting, more task accomplishing. Also, I just want to talk really quickly about the importance of rest. A lot of times when we're in school, we're in work, we're parents, we're partners, we're whatever, you feel like you can't sit down and do nothing because you feel like that's a waste of your time. I want to remind you that rest is a part of that process. It is scientifically proven. I can get you the white papers, bitch. Like, it is scientifically proven that when you take breaks to do something totally different, to walk, to look at nature, to scribble, like literally just make doodly shapes in your notebook, that resets your brain and gets you prepared to do more productive work. So sometimes, maybe during this sprint, maybe if you had a hard fucking day, hard fucking week, just sit down and do nothing. Just chill. Do something that is enjoyable. If reading is enjoyable, read. Do not doom scroll though, because that's like insane amounts of dopamine hits that are not realistic. I wouldn't scroll, but something else enjoyable. Read, maybe watch a long form that's enjoyable, wash dishes, whatever is enjoyable to you. I just want to remind people that in these cozy co-work, 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 co-work. I said it right. Anyway, in these cozy co-works, what the fuck? Co-work, co-works? In these cozy streams of working. See, that's how I'm supposed to use the camera. In these cozy working streams where we work together, feel free to take breaks too. I don't ever want anyone to feel like they have to be accomplishing something. Rest in itself is an accomplishment. Now we are on to work sprint 3. I'm continuing working on my offer. Drop in the chat what you are working on or not, and I will see you in 45. Co-work? Why can't I say the fucking word co-work? Co-work. Co-work. Gosh. Okay, that's over. I have a balancing board. This fights foot fatigue. When I'm standing, I use the balancing board. When I'm sitting, I have a kneeling chair. This chair has eliminated like all of my fatigue and my back pain when sitting for long times because it constantly moves. You don't just get super tired. And when I'm standing, so my feet don't just get super tired, I use a balancing board. These are really important tools, I think, for anybody that works from home or from a desk for long periods of time. called Engineered. Um, yes, so I've outlined the whole thing. Welcome back. It's time to yap. Now all I have to do is build this out in my email marketing. I have just to make it. I have to decide whether I want to use. I use two programs. Rue said, "Yay!" I use Flowdesk and Kajabi. Hi, what's your name? I'm so happy the chat is working and I can see it. I see somebody new. Introduce yourself. All I have to do now is build this offer out fully. I'm going to be using either Kajabi or Flowdesk. I love Flowdesk because it's so pretty, but I am paying quite a bit of money for Kajabi, so I'm wondering if I should just like start utilizing Kajabi. But I like the idea of using Flowdesk, like just building it out. And I've got my entire content plan for the next 30 days planned out. Every piece of content is going to go to selling this offer. So all I have to do now is build the offer. Step one, finish the offer. I have to record these videos. That won't be today, but that will be a day this week where I sit down and record these videos. Each one will be about probably 5 to 10 minutes, maybe. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So on the low end, 30 minutes. On the high end, maybe 2 hours. It'll be in between there. I have my entire 30-day content plan created. Setue. What's hilarious about that is that I grew up in Botswana. I used to live in Bloemfontein. So hi, small world. I got my entire content plan done for the next 30 days. It is going to be very I'm leaning into a very romance, cozy type vibes. I turned on the AI camera again. I am so sorry. I don't know how to use technology, man. It's because I put my hand up. As soon as I put my hand up, it wants to zoom in on me. Okay. So like this, I like to do content in arcs. That makes it easier for me to batch record and do stuff like that. So arc 1 for me is going to be what I like to call the invitation. It's just going to be introducing everyone to the new series and like what's going on. It's going to be like morning rituals, coffee, sunlight, journaling practices. I'm building a capsule wardrobe, as I told you like a few minutes ago. Let me turn on the yap timer because you know I can get going. You know I can get going. I did that backwards. There you go. Once I get started, I can like keep going. But mirror confidence practices. Me and my husband at breakfast, like just intimate, very cinematic moments. Like I want to capture super cinematic, like lovey-dovey moments. Then arc 2 is going to be like the spark. It's going to be all the things we do, the micro dates we do, cooking together, playing together, showering together, candlelit living room date night, slow dancing, like just fun stuff. And then arc 3 is going to be the power part, like devotion, communication, confidence, expressing safety, strength, and mutual admiration. Because I really believe that softness is power. So, like, if we can get better at these things, like, your relationship will get better. I believe that firmly with my whole fucking chest. With my chest. And then arc 4 will be, like, the afterglow, which is, like, cozy reading together, walking the dog, like, those little things that we do together. But all of these things will be connected to articles that will appear on Patreon, my vlogs that I do in stories and then upload to YouTube, and, of course, ultimately selling the ritual, which will be $47. And by my calculations, if I just get 430 sales of this $47 miniature course, that'll be $20,000 before December. That'll be nice. And I think I can fucking do it. Why fucking not? Why not? Why can't I do it? I have all the skills. I have all the tools. So why not me, right? Alright, I do have to clear out these emails. Ruth said, get your bag. Exactly. YouTube. What's happened? Oh, people are rejecting me. I said, what's happening? So I have a virtual assistant that pitches brands on my behalf. And sometimes I get emails back forgetting that I have an assistant that works for me that pitches brands. And I'm like, who's emailing me? And they're like, oh, no, I just don't have, I don't know what I'm talking about right now. Anywho, Setu says, I hope it goes well. I know you've got this. Thank you so much. We shall see. And if it doesn't go well, I'll make something. That's the thing I don't like about setting really low goals. Even though $20,000, I don't think it's that much, but it's enough to make a difference, right? Uh, Pay off a car, put a down payment on a house. Like it's enough to make a difference in someone's life. But if I set a low goal, if I was like, oh, I only want to make like $10,000, and then maybe I make $5,000, I made something sure, but it's low. But if I set a goal for making like 20K, and let's say I can only come in at like 75%, I make 15K. That's still 10K more than what I would have made if I set a lower goal. So just, just, just. What were we talking about? I find your content, especially at Open Your about therapy and your struggles, sort of inspiring. Oh, that's so sweet. That's what I want. That's what I want. Not necessarily for people to be inspired, but maybe for people to feel seen and feel like it's okay, and that if they're having a shit day or if they're having a shit time in their relationship, that's also okay. That's normal. I just so happen to have married the love of my fucking life. That dude is my best friend. I could not dream of a better partnership, and we still have problems. Like, we still scream at each other at times. We've gotten better at that. But like building a beautiful, wonderful life with someone doesn't mean you don't encounter issues. And I think social media, especially, has a really interesting way of showing highlight reels only and not the struggles or the true depiction of the struggles of what it took to get there. Now, while you'll never find my ass screaming and crying on the internet, that's just not me. I feel like there's enough accounts doing that. You can find that somewhere else. I do tell my story. Like, man, this week was hard. Like even this week. So even though I'm streaming, because streaming feels fun for me, I'm not vlogging on stories or YouTube this week, just because like I just need to give myself a little bit of a break. This I have to work anyway. I feel like other people have things to do anyway, so why not like do them together? This is my way of getting adult interactions instead of just sitting in here by myself talking to myself, because I do talk to myself and I answer back. I will have you know. This is my way of getting, external interactions that feel good. So I'm doing this week, but I've even taken like a week off of content just to focus on planning and seeing what's going on. Like, I'm a real person with a limited amount of bandwidth. Like, and I know if I get on the internet like I normally am, like if I get on Instagram and I start engaging in comments and stuff, I'm gonna end up cussing people out. Because people see my husband, who is a very nice, loving, kind man. He is the personification of a marshmallow in human form. They think I'm nice. And they think that, like, I don't know, I care about these brands seeing my comments or some shit. Bitch, I work for myself. I pay for all this shit. I don't give a fuck. I'll cuss a bitch out. And but that's not like a super good energy for me to be in. So, knowing that my bandwidth is quite limited, I don't know why I stopped focus here. Focus. There. I don't know why this focus. Knowing that my bandwidth is quite low this week, I'm just doing things that fill up my cup. Like, I'm still working. I have employees. Like, there's people's livelihoods depends on my business doing well. So, I'm still showing up, just in a way that's sustainable for me and hopefully valuable for others. That's what I want to do. I want to be sustainable for myself. I want to make me some little money, pay for my kids, tutoring, music lessons, sports, and then also be of value to others. Like, be useful to others. That's what I want. Will I get that? I don't know. Time will tell. Time will tell. But I do have a lot of fun streaming. Like, I love talking to people and hanging out and just doing. I'm actually finished with work. This was my one task for the day, and I finished with work. Speaking of one task, let me hop on one task. I think I'm gonna theme these because I know a lot of shit. Like, I'm really good at quite a few things. So I think if I themed these, like, what if I had like a productivity co-working where we work, and then during the 15-minute break, I can explain like scientific tools to use that would improve your productivity, or like love or communication or bullshit like anime. We could talk about anime, but I'm thinking about if we theme them, I think that might be a more enjoyable experience and keep me on task as well. But I said the one task. This was my one task. The way I operate is I have these little daily books. In the back is a list of everything that I want to accomplish. They're there. I'm not going to show you, but it's a list of everything I want to accomplish for this quarter, right? So this till December, that's what this book is for, and I write in it every day. Now I list out all the things in my brain. When I could have my coffee in the morning, it stopped focusing. Why? Why you stop focusing? I list out all the things that I have in my brain. Like, oh, I have to do this. I have to do the laundry. I have to do this. 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 Right? Everything. It's a brain dump. There is no, I mean, it's just like scribbles sometimes. Like, it's not like any coherent thing. Like, look, this is just a wall of text. Things that is in my brain. I dump it. It's diarrhea of the brain in here. But then when I'm deciding, like when I'm planning the day, planning my week, I'm looking at my goals for the quarter. Like one of my goals for this quarter was to make $20,000 by December. Okay? Now, I look at all the things that I think I have to do. I'm like, oh, the laundry, the dishes, the X, the Y, the Z. If it doesn't meet that goal, if doing the laundry does not help me get closer to $20,000, then I don't do it. But if it must be done, like if it's something that must be done, I'll delegate it. Does that make sense? So I look at all the things from my diarrhea brain and I make sure that what I choose to do for the day aligns with my ultimate goal for the quarter. And then once I narrow that list down, I got all that stuff down, like the things that are aligned, I look at that list and we do another cutting, another narrowing. I say, what's the one thing? You really got to listen to me on this. What's the one thing that by accomplishing this one thing will make everything else easier or irrelevant? I'll say it again. What is the one thing that if I accomplish this thing, it will make everything else easier or irrelevant? So today I was like, man, I need to upgrade my products. I need to come up with something to sell. I need to XYZ. That's going to get me closer to $20,000, having a higher price product to sell. Now, if I get this entire outline done and this core offer engineering done, that makes everything else in my life easier. I now know exactly what content I'm putting out. I now know exactly what to focus on so I can make my $20,000. And then let's say I already had a product. Let's say I already had like $100 course that was sitting somewhere. I would just start selling that, because if that's bringing in money, that makes everything else irrelevant, because I can now pay for a laundry service. I can pay for a chef. I can pay for XYZ. So I always do those two cuts. Brain dump, make sure what I choose to do is aligned with the goal, because sometimes we get lost in busy work. If it's something that I must absolutely fucking do, delegate it. And then of the things I chose to do that are aligned with my goal, choose the one thing that makes everything else easier. Oh, I got a question. Setu says, does journaling really help? I swear by journaling. I swear by, I would on my life, journaling helps. Now, the process you use to journal, that will be, I feel like, the biggest driver of your growth or hindrance. When I started journaling, it was like 5 years ago, and I started with the neurocycle, which is actually a therapeutic process. It's a guided listening therapeutic process. I turned on the camera again. Hold on. And that is how I learned to journal. That's how I learned how to brain dump. That's how I learned how to sort my thoughts. That's how I learned how to process my emotions. That's what took me through. It's called the neurocycle. It is by a neuroscientist named Caroline Leaf. Dr. Caroline Leaf came up with the neurocycle. She's amazing. That program she came up with is amazing. It's a 60-day program. It costs like $10 at the time, I think. And I did it religiously. I did it religiously for months, like 6 months. And I, hands down, have become a better person. I told my therapist about it. My therapist started doing it. And then my therapist started referring it to other therapists. It's such a powerful practice. But as far as how you journal, I think that will be the differentiator in like your progress and how you feel. And it can even feel stupid. Like, I get it. Like, what does writing words on a piece of paper? Like, what the fuck is that gonna do? Like, I still have to go to work. I still have to see this motherfucker at the job. I get it. But being able to process your thoughts in a tangible way, I feel is so powerful. Even if you have nothing to say, I would take a blank piece of paper and just write, I have nothing to say. I have nothing to say. I have nothing to say. And I promise you, I'm willing to bet all the money I got that things will start to surface. Because the whole point of brain dumping isn't to be aesthetic or cute or structured, even. It's just to get the shit that's in your head out. Okay? I don't know what the Zoom is for. Go away. I don't know what the Zoom is for. But it's just to get the stuff that's in your head out. Because a lot of times our energy is being kind of derailed to those thoughts that we're not sure about. We're not even realizing we're thinking about that stuff. But it's there. It's in your head. The subconscious is powerful. And so surfacing those thoughts, sorting those thoughts, yeah, I think it's super powerful. Super impactful. I do it daily. I have a stack of journals from the past years, and I think it's amazing. I also, it's a practice we do. Bubba, my husband, journals. Our oldest has a emotions journal. Like every night he sits down, just writes about his day. And I remember he started it a couple years ago, like when he was 8 years old, and he just thought it was the dumbest thing ever. But I was like, dude, I'll give you a piece of candy. You get a piece of chocolate every time you do this journal. So originally he only started doing it so he could get candy, and then he just started doing it whether I gave him candy or not. He was like, yeah, I just want to write about my feelings. I just had a bad day. I just want to write about it. Like, I think it's helpful. I think it's useful. And I apologize that I took 8 minutes to answer that question. I am long-winded. Do you see why I give myself timers? Like, do you now have a better understanding of why there's a countdown on the screen? Because I won't stop talking. But saying all that to say, this is actually just free time now. I am finished with my one thing that will make my life easier or make everything else I have to do irrelevant. So I have no more work to do. And I don't like to invent work. Everyone's different. I'm so grateful and so fortunate that I have put myself in this position where I can say, yep, workday's over at 3:30 p.m. Cool. Me and my son are probably going to go ride bikes in a few minutes. But I will hang out. I think I'll hang out for another 10 minutes just because I want to chat with you and learn more about you and know what you're up to and what you're working on. I would like to stream every day. That's a desire of my heart. I love meeting new people. I love talking. But we shall see. I also got a couple emails to respond to. This one brand, my rates, to give you an example, my rates for Instagram Reels start at about $4,000 to $5,000 per reel. Doesn't matter if it's 10 seconds, doesn't matter if it's 45 seconds. It starts about $4,005. This one particular brand, they came back with me. They came back and said, hey, we don't have that in our marketing budget right now, but we do have $2,000. And usually I would say, like, nope. I was like, well, keep me in mind for your next budget meeting. But this brand is so aligned. They're so perfect for my audience, for me and Bubba, that I would just die to work with them. So I'm going to say yes. And we'll probably just have to shift the expectations. Let's see. Setu, you explain it so well. I hope you succeed with your goals, and I know you will because you're such a determined woman. Thank you. Smart and talented. I try. It depends on the day. God has amazing plans for you, for us all, really. It depends on the day. There are some days when my brain is firing at all cylinders, baby. I'm boss bitch cat. I can hold this shit down. And there are some days where I can't remember how to spell my name. I'm like that worm on that Marcus chat, that Marcus VR game. That's how I be feeling. Like a worm. Like I can't string two sentences together. It just depends on the day. Let's see. We got about 5 more minutes before I wrap up, and me and my little one are going to ride bikes. We just bought him a bike, and he is like freaking thrilled about it. He grew. He had a bike. This child had a bike. We taught him how to ride a bike on a bike. And then one day he's like, I can't ride my bike anymore. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, it's too small. I'm like, we just got that bike. This dude shot up by like 12 inches. And he was right. His knees were like hitting his chest. He could not ride that bike. But anyway, we went to a used bike shop, found an amazing bike for only $60, his size. And I have a tricycle. I have an adult tricycle because I like my things. I like my picnic basket. I like my blankets. I like carrying my books, you know? I'm not out here trying to impress nobody. I just want to be a little old lady and enjoy life. So we're gonna probably hit the trail and ride bikes. What are you up to for the rest of the day? Let me know. We have about 5 more minutes before I end the stream, and I always love ending the stream knowing what people are up to. I do have to reply to this email. So bare necessity. Let me see. Search Arya. I'm looking for a photo. Uh, Tuna fish, which is the cat we have adopted that showed up on our porch that I said do not adopt. I specifically said don't adopt her, and she sure enough is in the house on my pillows. That little girl. Um, Making sure I didn't miss any chats. All right, we got about 1 more minute, and I'm gonna say goodbye, good friends. It was so awesome to meet and hang, and I will see you tomorrow. Not sure about the time, but uh, for sure, we'll be streaming tomorrow. I want to stream every day. I just don't know the time yet. We'll see what's comfortable. I'll do it, and we'll see what works out. We got one more. What's it? It's night this side. I had a netball game with a couple minutes and we won. Congrats! I hope you have a great day too, and I hope to see you again soon. Cheers!